Hey, good evening and welcome to an always rocking and rolling Pioneer Arena in Belgrade. It's the Basketball Champions League and it's game day 7. We are here tonight to watch the game of the week. It'll be between Partizan and Dinamo Sassari. So it's regular season action, it's Group E, and it's Belgrade. What more do you want? We are in one of the great hotbeds of basketball, the traditional hotbeds, a place where everybody knows about the sport of basketball. Men, women, children, grandparents, so many stories over the years. And I'll tell you what, this Partizan club has had an incredible history producing some of the great players in the history of basketball in this region. So this is what it is today in Group E. We just watched Proxima Spiru win their game. Stelmet Zielona Gora upset Ike, winning at home. We have MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg at home in Germany against Besiktas right now. And we also have this one going on. Partizan taking on Dinamo Sassari. Dinamo Sassari, the leading candidates for the Heartbreak Club of the Year. They have just been the most unfortunate of teams the last couple of weeks, losing with three-pointers at the buzzer by Besiktas a couple weeks ago and last week at MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg. So here are the standings as we speak. Besiktas up at the top, but don't forget, they're going to have to win tonight to keep that. They're playing against MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg, and you've got Sonoki Ole down at the bottom. Well, if you've ever taken a tour of Europe and you wanted to see what the basketball buzz is all about, you have to come to this place, the Pioneer. Well, tonight, Dinamo Sassari, Federico Paschini, who is going to trying to bounce back from those difficult defeats. Rok Stepčević, the Croatian point guard, he likes the big occasion. Duško Ševanović, well, of course, he will probably hear some applause tonight. He's a Serbian and has played for Serbia's national team and is probably the best player in this Dinamo Sassari team. Certainly a player that has a big reputation and has poured in the points and grabbed the rebounds this year. For Partizan, that's a team that's been up and down. Who is going to step up big for them tonight? Well, Stefan Vircevic played at the Olympics this summer, number 14, and he gets his points. William Hatcher was big last week at Ike. He played big late in the game, and there are any number of candidates. It'll be interesting to see who Alexander Zikic goes with starting at point guard, because Branislav Raktovica came off the bench last week and played pretty well. He actually was outstanding in the third quarter when Partizan really clawed their way back and looked like they might spring a big upset. But unfortunately for them and their fans, they came up short at Ike. But as you saw the standings, this Partizan team is right in the thick of things. And they're currently in 5th place at 3-3 after Zielona Gora won their game earlier tonight to improve to 3-4. In fact, they'll also drop below temporarily anyway Proxima Spiru, who also improved to 3-4 with their win. So the Dinamo Sassari players coming out on the court, you know, they also suffered a tough loss at the weekend in the Liga A in their Italian domestic flight, top flight falling to Cremona. That was a tough loss, one that saw them lead by as many as 8 points in the 4th quarter. Well, good news tonight, it appears for Partizan, Miličković is available. He's come out. He's been injured and hasn't been able to play many games. You've got Vrabac coming out for Partizan. Bercevic there getting the high five. Don't forget, this Partizan team began the year with a triple overtime victory. Excuse me, they began with a 1-point win, 65-64 at MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg. That was not in overtime. There have been so many overtime games and so many thrillers. You get them kind of mixed up in your head, but they won that game 65-64, and they won it right at the end when Rakovica spotted Bercevic open underneath the basket, and he passed it to him, and he scored with a layup, beating the shot clock buzzer. There you see Veličković and Savanovic talking there at midcourt. Good friends. They both played on that Serbia team that played at the 2010 FIBA Basketball World Cup in Turkey. Federico Pasquini trying to encourage his players. You know, he's under pressure. His players are under pressure. They've not come through in the close games of late, and they need to turn things around. And they need to do it in a hurry. Could very easily right now be 4-2 instead of 2-4. So Partizan, they got the 1-point win at the start of the year. Then they fell at Besiktas, Sompo Japan in Istanbul. They won at home 58-56 over Stelmet Zielona Gora, a real thriller. Then they lost, then they won at Szolnoki Olaj 70-55. But then Partizan returned home and lost to Proxima Spiru, who had not won a game. And then they fell at AEK Athens last week. Referees tonight from Poland, Greece, and France. Starting five for Dinamo Sassari will be Darius Johnson-Odom, Trevor Lacey, Tyler Deka, Duško Savanovic, and Josh Carter. And Federico Pasquini, the coach of this Dinamo Sassari outfit. They hail from the island of Sardinia. For Partizan, starting in the starting five will be Frank Robinson, Bercevic, Andrić, Hatcher, and Lukovic. Andrić is an impressive youngster in this Partizan team. Just 22 years of age, and good minutes under coach Žikić.
Use Luki. Čekaj blokadu. Wait for Luki. Come over here. Pass. Go down. Luki ideš gore.
There's coach Žikić talking to his players.
Swing.
Pre-game.
Catch for you. You come to the top. Miha. Ako možeš daš, if not best catcher. I'm out.
Good evening, folks. Welcome to Belgrade, the center of European basketball. Certainly one of the centers of European basketball is Partizan in white, taking on Dinamo Sassari in the green. And the Italian club Sassari will start things off here as Johnson Odom chases down the ball and gets it over to Trevor Lacey. And an early three-pointer is drilled by Carter. A positive start for Dinamo Sassari as they try to bounce back from a couple of difficult weeks in this competition. Jurcevic on the baseline, shoots over his compatriot, Shavanovic. Inside it goes, Ledeka, and catches the pass from Shavanovic. So Tal Ledeka, the Lithuanian, puts it up and in. Hatcher over to Frank Robinson. He misses everything. Now Carter has it, pushes it past midcourt. Dribbles between his legs. And Shavanovic dribbled it off of Ledeka, but got it back. Lacey now. Lacey dribbles in, hands it off to Ledeka, who again goes up and scores. And you can't help but wonder if Pasquini has noticed something down low that's going to be open, because they've gone down to Ledeka twice in a row. Shot clock winding down, and Shavanovic called for the foul. I know you're taught, at least I was growing up, that you got to seal that baseline, although you do see a lot of coaches say it's okay, you're going to get help. But anyway, that's where the foul was. Now quickly, the turnover ends up to Shavanovic, and Jurcevic does a good job of getting the block. And the ball goes out of bounds. Boy, that looked like a can't-miss layup opportunity for somebody in that Dinamo Sassari team. So how in the world did they not get any points? The Partizan crowd is making a lot of noise inside the Pioneer. Hatcher, an offensive foul. Setting the screen, called against Partizan. Jurcevic picks it up. Partizan will want to watch not only Carter and Shavanovic, but Lacey. Lacey is a good shooter. He is launching one, but a foul was called before the shot. Andrich picks up his first foul of the game. And Carter, once more, scores over there. A mid-range jump shot. And it's a 9-2 lead for Dinamo Sassari. I'll tell you what, it's almost impossible to take this Partizan crowd out of it, but Dinamo Sassari are doing a good job of trying. William Hatcher, Robinson, and the big fella goes up and in for Partizan. That was Lukovic's first basket. Uros Lukovic measures 2.13 meters in height. And that ball went off of Robinson with 12 seconds on the shot clock. Gosh, Ledeka. Threw it right off of Robinson. Anyway, Carter open again, and this time off target, but Pasquini applauds his player, says, "We don't mind you taking that shot." And nice jump shot. Once again from Partizan, Andrić cuts it back to a 3-point deficit. Bounce pass inside, and Carter goes up. So 7 points already for Carter. Robinson goes baseline, hands it off, and Lukovic, another one for him. 4 points for the big center. Lacey into the corner to Carter. Johnson Odom gets it. Oh, beautiful play to Ledecka. They saw the double team. Somebody had to be open. Ledecka rolled to the basket. Ledecka 4 of 4 already. Trevor Lacey picks up the foul. Andrić comes out, and Vrabac is going to enter the game. Hatcher finds some space. Over to Berčević in the right corner, off the back of the iron, and Savanovic grabs the rebound. Savanovic puts up a 3 off the front of the iron. And the long rebound went out to Carter. Johnson Odom explodes to the basket, passes it back out. Trevor Lacey, open jumper, good! Well, it was created by Johnson Odom. He knows with his penetration, the defense will collapse and somebody will be open. And when a team like Dinamo Sassari has such good shooters, that means opportunities for points.
What is this?
Let's hear Coach Žikić.
Stani bre! 15 fucking points! 15 points in 5 minutes, we have 2 fouls to give. They do what they want to do. Hey, if he's waiting for you here in motion, cut! Cut! Set a back pick, go up. You understand?
And we are ready for weak side. Enough is now. Try to run every time. If there isn't, immediately we need to go inside, pass the ball to Dusko. They don't understand nothing. When he has the ball here, we have a lot of cut. Hey, if we should shut it.
Certainly a very colorful language from Žikić over there on the Partizan pitch. And, you know, he wants to see a little bit of intensity on the defensive end. His team has given up 15 points. But to be fair, maybe it's how they're defending more than the intensity. They're collapsing and leaving the jump shooters open. Now coming out of the timeout, they almost turn it over. So Vrabac comes out with it, and Berčević ends up with a 3 and hits it. Well, Dinamo Sassari looked like they were going to get the ball, and they end up giving away a 3-pointer. Look at those guys. They're loving it. Savanovic turns, shoots, and hits it. He wants to put on a good show tonight in front of his countrymen, countrywomen. He knows everybody will be watching him. Spin move no good from Berčević. Johnson Odom spins. Ball whipped over to Lacey, good! And he ripped the cords from 3-ball range right in front of his own bench. his second three of the game. He's got 8 points. Partizan in a hole, trailing by 9. Hatcher hasn't been able to get it going yet offensively. He might start looking for a shot now. Gets it to Vrabat, who is able to get off just in time. And they are going to count it because the ball hit the rim. Now Johnson Odom pushes it quickly. And he thought he had somebody behind him, but he didn't. Hatcher puts up a three. And good box out from Savanovic. Savanovic again puts it up and draws the foul on Bercevic. It could get Bercevic out of the game. Rakovica is going to come in, as is Karahadzic. Hatcher out of the game. Savanovic gets the first one to drop. But he only makes one of two. However, Jack Tavecchi, who's just come into the game, rebounded the miss. So another opportunity for Dinamo Sassari. Trevor Lacey, his bounce pass eluded Ledeca. And now Rakovica goes in and earns a trip to the line. Rakovica makes the first. Also coming in, Vanja Marinkovic. Only makes one of two. Marinkovic in the game for Partizan. And almost the turnover. Karahadzic reached around. Thought he'd knocked the ball clean, but the foul was called. Good work from Ledeca. He takes a seat. Olaseni into the game. Number 25 for Dinamo Sassari. Also into the game, Sacchetti, who sets the pick for Johnson Odom. Johnson Odom goes baseline. Passes outside to Tavecchi. Sacchetti puts up a three. Rabat tries to make the pass, but Trevor Lacey, who's on the money right now, comes up with a steal. And the jump shot no good. Now Rakovica pushes it quickly and hands it off, and it's Marinkovic with his first points of the game. Koprivica also in the game, the young big man, guarding Olaseni. 5-point Dinamo Sassari advantage in the final minute of the first quarter. It's Group E. It's the game of the week. It's game on. And Johnson Odom was able to knife his way through that defense and pick up a foul. Karahadzic picks up his second. saw Rock Stipchevich check into the game. Trevor Lacey sits down. I can't imagine that Pasquini would want Trevor Lacey out of the game too long with the start that he's had. So just one of two for Dinamo Sassari in a 6-point lead. Marinkovic, good! He cuts that deficit in half. He's one of the top shooters in this team. And DeVecchi goes up, draws the foul. He stayed after it. Watch this. He kind of lost possession. He got it back. And I think more than anything, the pump fake got Brabants off his feet. And even though maybe he didn't make much contact, if any at all, it looked like the pump fake had gotten him out of position. And in any event, they called the foul. So DeVecchi misses the first. Makes the second. Back to a 4-point advantage. Rakovica looks for an opening. Nice, kind of trapped and tries to make the pass down low, but it was out of Koprivica's reach. So 3.8 seconds remain for Dinamo Sassari. And Josh Carter's going to come back into the game. Now, I would say Johnson Odom or Stipchevich would be a candidate here to hurry and get one up. It's going to be Stipchevich. He's going to launch it, but it's going to be short. So he heads back over to the bench, and so does everybody else. One quarter is in the books, and it's Dinamo Sassari leading it 23-19. Well, Dinamo Sassari, look at that, shooting 87% inside the arc, and Partizan 75%. Both of those teams. Makes you wonder what kind of defense is being played out there, because that is an extraordinarily high percentage, but these teams have been hitting some shots. From a rebounding standpoint, pretty even. Partizan have those 4 turnovers, just 2 for Dinamo Sassari. And here's some of the highlights. And we saw Carter get off fast. So we also saw an opportunity here go by the wayside. Fast break. Lukovic, the big fella, had a couple of opportunities. Johnson Odom fed Ladeka, who was kind of the source of points there early on. He's just kept it going, and you see another one from Ladeka. This is Berchevich for 3. And Trevor Lacey with that sweet stroke nailed that 3. Came into the game and scored that layup and also hit a 3. So a long way to go in this one, folks. It's the Basketball Champions League. It's Group E, and it's all very exciting stuff indeed. And we're glad to be bringing it to you. We're in the Pioneer Arena here in Belgrade. Rakovica inside. Koprivica turns, puts it up. And he had Sacchetti where he wanted him, just didn't score. Rakovica, he misses. Now Karahatsic with the rebound, puts it up and in. So 3 bites at the cherry, and they score. Now Johnson Odom carries it up the floor quickly. Sassanodum hands it off to Olaseni, and he was fouled by Marinkovic. No, in fact, it was on Vrabats. Excuse me. The first one is going to rim out. The second one goes in. Drives in and draws the foul from Olaseni. Here is Marinkovic showing he's not afraid to challenge the bigs of Dinamo Sassari. And the bonus is that Marinkovic has got a nice stroke, so he can go to the line and make those free throws. So just a 1-point lead now for Dinamo Sassari. And now an offensive foul called on Olaseni, trying to set a screen. Their biggest lead of the game was 9 points, Dinamo Sassari, and now they're in danger of falling behind. How long will the starters stay out of the game for Dinamo Sassari? That's the question. Rakovica drives in, puts it up and in, and puts Partizan into the lead for the first time tonight. And with that, Federico Paschini has seen enough. He wants to call timeout, and he does. Another look at Rakovica driving and scoring over Olaseni.
Okay, play 5. Okay, now listen, you play 5 in offense, you play like a 4. We must be ready here in defense. We are receiving a lot of easy penetration, and they are going. Now in offense, what I want is every time ball inside. Here, I want this continuity. Doesn't matter if you are calling for up or for down, it's the same.
Gledaj sad, Kopriva, slušaj me dobro. Vanja, kad daš loptu njemu, ostani, a ti sprintu flair, ti utrči dole, ti u sprint, u redu. Ajde, nastavi samo ovako.
Well, you can see the fans coming out. This is a real event every time there's basketball in this historic arena in the Pioneer. And tonight it's playing host to the game of the week in the Basketball Champions League. And what a game it is. Partizan leading it by 1 against Dinamo Sassari of Italy. Savanovic back in the game as you would have expected. Cicchetti draws the foul by Koprivica. And the inbounds pass, they barely get it inside to Savanovic. Sucevic, Cicchetti. Barabas gets into the corner. Rakovica. Marinkovic. Oh, had to basically throw it up there as the shot clock expired, although I think he had maybe a little bit more time than he realized. Savanovic, he puts it off the back of the rim. Now Vrabac runs and takes it all the way and scores. But quickly to the other end is Carter. So they beat the home team down the court. Diego Minaldi also in the game, the point guard, number 32. Rakovica hits a long three. Dialing long distance. He must have been in Novi Sad. Savanovic now turns, hits the contact, and earns a trip to the free throw line. But Dinamo Sassari facing their biggest deficit of the game right now as Andrić re-enters the game, comes back in for Koprivica. He's a good player. I like him. Look at that. Look how far away Rakovica is. I mean, he was not in the same area code. Savanovic hits the first. And he gets the second one to fall as well. Back to a two-point game now. Rakovica, he might as well just launch one from there. He looks pretty comfortable taking those long ones. And Savanovic reached in, knocked it briefly away. Rakovica gets it back, gets it to Andrić. And Carter called for the foul, so Andrić will go to the line for two. I'll tell you, Coach Zikic is spoken openly about this Partizan team maybe not having quite as much talent as the teams of the past, and that they're trying to grow the team, but the people need to be patient. But, you know, there is talent on this team. It's more about learning, you know, executing the game plan perhaps than anything else. Here we see Minaldi dribbling up top, hands it off. Savanovic drives in, puts it up, and banks it in. Up 7 for him. And now foul in the backcourt. That is 4 team fouls on Dinamo Sassari. Josh Carter's going to go out of the game. That's his second foul. Look at Savanovic. Well, that was a tough shot. Although, to be fair, he made it look pretty easy. One of the great basketball players from Serbia, make no mistake about it, Duško Savanovic. Great player, great guy. And Rakovica drives in, puts it off the glass, draws the foul. Rakovica draws the foul and gets the trip to the line. I would go so far as say that Savanovic is my favorite Serbian basketball player. He is one heck of a dude. And Dinamo Sassari, I know, are glad that he's playing for them this season. Rakovica, I think he's looked pretty good the last couple of weeks. He was outstanding in the third quarter of last week's game at Ike. Runs into the pick. Now Sticevic thinks he can take Vrabac one-on-one. And he dishes to Minaldi, who misses the short jumper. Now Marinkovic shakes Savanovic loose, draws the foul, and foul called on Minaldi or Savanovic. I think it was on Savanovic. It was indeed the second foul on him. Johnson Odom and Ledeca going to come back into the game. You see Minaldo was trying to take one for the team, so Savanovic wouldn't pick up the foul. And that ball was batted out of bounds off of Dinamo Sassari. So it goes back over to Partizan, who seem to be asserting themselves right now. Hatcher. Fouled by Johnson Odom. So free throws for Hatcher. Zikic has to like the way his teams responded to that early deficit. They were down 9. They've come out and they have looked pretty good. They're now up by 6. The question is, can they maintain that focus, that concentration, and continue to execute, which is what good teams have to do. Here we go, Savanovic. Oh, takes a shot under pressure. Now Hatcher has it. Looks for an opening. He finds Vrabac wide open. And now that falls to Devecchi, who hands it off to Trevor Lacey. Savanovic for 3. And I have to say, it's becoming too much of the Savanovic show. They've got to find, don't forget you got Trevor Lacey on your team, and he was red hot when he left the game. Koprivica! So Koprivica's basket extends the Partizan advantage. And it's looking pretty good here for the home team. Look at this. He got the moves inside, and he's also got a nice shot outside.
They take these 8 points because we go out our gameplay. Every time that we have execution in the first 8 seconds, or we go at the end of 24 seconds, we have something good. So make it. Now, guys, in defense, we play horse. I want to see DJ and Trevor here. Hey,
do anything. Hand off with Hatch. Okay? Be aggressive. Okay, listen. If you have time, jel Savanović igra? Onaj koga čuva 20. Number 20 come to pick it up. Ajde.
.419 remains in the second quarter. Partizan have landed some blows here. They have opened up an 8-point lead on Dinamo Sassari, a team that has been reeling after a couple of last-second heartbreaking defeats at the three-point shots made at the buzzer. Della over to Trevor Lacey, puts up a jumper. Well, they were trying to be more patient that time, but just didn't necessarily come away with a great shot. And another shot inside by Koprivica. And the lead is ballooned to 10 points. And even when they get a good shot, Savanovic missed it. And right now, this Dinamo Sassari team is in a funk. And Vrabac makes the first. So after a rocky start to the game, Partizan, remember, they came in licking their wounds as well after a couple of defeats. One of them here in Belgrade to Proxima Spiru. Here they are, leading Dinamo Sassari by 12 points in the game of the week in the Basketball Champions League. Traveling is the call on Sacchetti. Yeah, I think he probably just shuffled his feet. This Partizan crowd is rocking. William Hatcher gets in, hangs, puts it up and in off the glass. And boy, right now, Dinamo Sassari, for them, halftime cannot come soon enough. They are on the receiving end, losing by 14. Koprivica reaches in and picks up the foul. Hatcher has the potential to make big plays, but what we've seen tonight from this Partizan team, several players with the ability to make plays, to create shots. Now Sacchetti open, long rebound to him, but then he turns it over. With a behind-the-back pass to Andrić to fight for the rebound. Ledeca comes down with it over to Johnson Odom. And Stipčević made that shot, but it wasn't going to count. Robinson picked up the foul before. Watch this. Push, and then he sees Stipčević. Well, he was in the motion there of letting it go. Ledeca at the line. Dinamo Sassari right now just need to stop the bleeding. They need to try to calm things down. Perhaps try to lull Partizan. Try to get them off their game. Help them lose their concentration. And the Lithuanian makes both. To a 12-point game. Hatcher for three. Another opportunity now for Johnson Odom and Sassari. Pass inside to Ledecka. Boy, that has been their most effective play, but this time Ledecka missed. He faced a little bit more pressure. It's a good pass from Johnson Odom. Robinson. And Ledecka went up for the block, but Robinson was called for the travel. One of those, you were fortunate to get the ball back, but then you went right back at the big fella again. And there was only going to be one result there, was the rejection. Now Johnson Odom over to Rokstepcevic. Good! And the Croatia international, the Olympian, the man with a plan, the man who is a bundle of excitement, takes advantage of the pass from Johnson Odom and knocks it in.
We didn't score. Okay? Šta ti radiš u leđima? Šta radiš u leđima? Šta ti je posao? Zašto ne uradiš? Frank, you're stronger than him. Attack the middle, not baseline. Not baseline. Jesam ti rekao, ako si late.
We have 52 seconds. We need to have good defense now, recover the ball, and when we play in offense, very easy. Or 3 down or 2 side. When we play pick and roll, doesn't matter if he's a point guard or he's
Carter
a
with
guard.
9 points leads the way for Dinamo Sassari.
Completely open on triangle. We have easy 1-on-1. Dish outside, ball inside. Okay, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Well, I have to say, I've heard that Johnson Odom has been under a little bit of pressure lately. Hasn't been playing well, but certainly tonight for Dinamo Sassari, I mean, he's making all the right decisions and giving the effort. So I'm not sure if it's a blip or if it's I don't know. Seems like it's okay to me. His team trailing by 9. Carter back in the game. Remember, he's got the 2 fouls. He don't want to pick up a third. Stepcevic is chasing Hatcher. Now Andrić and misses everything. And Sekedi was able to get the ball over to Johnson Odom. Carter. Stepcevic, he feels it. He puts it up, and it's good. And you know when Rokstepcevic feels it, you got to get him the rock. And just like that, it's a 6-point game. Hatcher, a little bit of a crossover. Over to Andrić in the right corner. Good! And that's how they finished the first half. He missed one the previous trip down the floor, but he made amends by burying that one right in front of his coach, Žikić. Partizan go to the changing rooms, leading it 46-38. Well, this was Stepcevic knocking down the 3. And again, the second time, he probably wishes the game didn't come to halftime. But then Hatcher with the penetration drew the D, and he found Andrić wide open. Well, open. And Andrić took advantage. So, Partizan, both teams still shooting it well inside the arc, although a few more misses now for Sassari. And from 3-point range, pretty even, but the free throw count is pretty big in favor of Partizan. Partizan having their way on the boards, out rebounding Sassari 19-13. And Partizan also have have come up with 3 steals, each team with 5 turnovers. Interestingly, that Marinkovic with the 8 points, 9 for Carter, 7 for Bercevic, and Rakovica, 8 for Ledecka. And so on with the rebounds. So a lot of work for Dinamo Sassari to do. A long way to go, however. They trail by 8. Be sure you're here for the second half of this Basketball Champions League Group E game, the game of the week between Partizan and Dinamo Sassari. Well, we're at halftime of the Basketball Champions League Group E game between Partizan and Dinamo Sassari. It's Partizan leading it 46-38. And this is the main event tonight, folks. Former players checking out the action tonight, and a lot of fans, as usually is the case for Partizan. It hasn't been a dominant Partizan team this year, but it is a team that has a lot of potential. And the way they've come back from an early 9-point deficit tonight to lead here at halftime has to be an encouraging development for this fan base, this passionate fan base that is here in Belgrade. Midway through the second quarter, and that's when Partizan turned on the Jets. Let's hear what Coach Pasquini says.
You go on the point guard, you go on the guard. Okay, we've stayed 55, only dribble end with Marinkovic. First call, we have the ball, 5 down. After that, 4 up, 4 down. 4 ball inside to Brian, we go in continuity, or 3 down to side, opening the call. Let's go. Hey, after that, remember, L down or 3 up for Josh. Hey, focus in defense. Focus in defense. Go.
Well, welcome back here for the second half of the game of the week. Partizan hosting Dinamo Sassari. Partizan leading it 46-38. We're in Belgrade. We're in the Pioneer Arena. We are where it's at. It's the Basketball Champions League. And really, folks, this Dinamo Sassari team is going to try to get up off the canvas because they have lost a couple of heartbreakers in back-to-back weeks. But coming right out is Lukovic, who swats Johnson Odom with one of those not in my house blocks to start the third quarter. Hatcher puts up a 3 and buries it. And that was a message sequence right there. This Partizan team looks focused. Josh Carter hits the 3, gets it right back. Time to stand up and be counted if you're wearing the green for Dinamo Sassari. Lukovic. Over to Hatcher. He puts up another 3. It's good! Well, Hatcher, relatively quiet in the first half, and now he has started blistering hot here in the second half. Carter steps back, just a 2, and the ball is up with Ledeka, but he doesn't go up strong and finish. Lukovic failed to grab the rebound, but wasn't punished. And quickly to the other end, and a foul called on Sacchetti. Great shot block at the start of the second half by Lukovic. And Robinson makes the first free throw. Robinson misses, but it's such a bad miss that the ball bounced to Andrić. And he is tied up by Sacchetti, so it'll be Partizan ball. This was Carter nailing his first three here of the second half. And now a foul is called against Ikedi from behind. Inbound to Lukovic. He's going to back his way inside. He's going to miss. But those Partizan players are just being very active on the boards. They knock it around. Robinson gets it. He puts it up and misses. They continue to go after. Now Stepcevic has it. And he hands it off. Gets it back from Johnson Odom. He's open. He puts it up and off the front of the iron. And Robinson has it. Berčević turned into the defender, Ledeka. Dinamo Sassari thought they had Berčević trapped. They thought they were going to get a call. Watch, Berčević. The only problem was Ledeka really came down hard with the hammer.
Go for Brian, go for Brian. Hey, I don't want the shot. Get play, first time, last 10 seconds. I want to see, head up, play fucking defense, and go to bound. Don't fake. You don't need to fake.
Motion out. Attack one-on-one before he comes. All right. Believe it's going to be better. All right. Baseline out. Go ahead. Baseline out. Motion out. Hey, baseline 5.
As you look at the stats, there's no question about the intensity coming from Federico Paschini, talking about wanting to see some defense. And that's one of the elements of the Basketball Champions League that we're able to bring to you during every timeout. We're able to get into the huddle and listen to what the coaches have to say. And that's really exciting to be able to hear what's going on in the huddle. And Robinson, a push was called. You can see Paschini really getting fired up, trying to get his team fired up to play D. Hatcher inbounds it to Andrić. And a foul called, trying to box out on Dinamo Sassari. Robinson misses the first. That free throw takes it up to a 13-point lead. You know that Dinamo Sassari can put points on the board quickly. The question is, can they defend and can they rebound? Savanovic, pump fake, goes up, gets blocked by Lukovic. Oh, Lukovic becoming Mr. Shot Blocker tonight. Into Ledeka, the pump fake, and the foul called on Lukovic. But the crowd and the coach love the energy that Lukovic is showing here in the third quarter. You want to intimidate, you want to get in there, you want to make yourself known. You want the other team to think about the big man that's in the middle, that's ready to reject you every time you put the ball up. Ledeka sinks the first one. Free throws cut it back to 11. Lukovic hands it off to Andrić. Now Hatcher. And Ledecka, again, a great job boxing out, gets Lukovic on his back. And another chance for Dinamo Sassari. That's his second foul, Lukovic. Jevic hands it over to Savanovic. And Savanovic called for the charge. He kind of lowered his shoulder just a little bit. Watch this. He drives in. And Percevic did a good job of getting into position. So Savanovic comes out of the game. 4 fouls on Savanovic. Percevic puts it up. Ledecka with the rebound. Trevor Lacey. Well, they could really do with him hitting a 3. Ševčević has to keep the ball away from Robinson. Now Lacey finds his way inside. Ševčević puts up a 3. Good! Boy, he is having one of these games now, Ševčević, where he's getting crazy. And that is good news for Dinamo Sassari. You can just see in his play, he is going to be able to make things happen. And you could find no fault with that one. That was getting later in the shot clock. He had to put it up. Now Robinson dribbles behind his back. Into Lukovic. Lukovic powers his way down, but it's too hard. Now Trevor Lacey on the break, an opportunity. Ševčević passes up the shot, and then a foul called on Robinson. And Ševčević again from the right corner is almost single-handedly bringing his team back. Oh no, he must have had his foot on the line. But anyway, he's cut it to 6. And Ševčević is just getting the job done. He has this look like he's possessed. And the last thing you want to do right now, if you're Pasquini, even though Ševčević has picked up his 3rd foul, is take him out of the game. You have to leave him in. You've got to ride his coattails because he just might, bring you back level and give you the lead. Look at this. He's making these shots with people flying in. Oh yeah, he was well inside the arc there. Now Lukovic. Important free throws as Partizan try to stem the tide. And Lukovic misses the first one. And he misses both. So the door has opened for Dinamo Sassari a little bit more. Trevor Lacey hands it off to Ševčević. Look at him chase him. He finds Lacey wide open. Good! Well, Trevor Lacey has cut it to a 3-point deficit. Dinamo Sassari are alive and kicking. And now the crowd gets into it in the Pioneer. They feel the momentum has swung to the Italians. And Ševčević just reaches in and picks up his 4th foul. That is a big play And even if he got all ball, he has to know in that situation, perhaps, that you're putting yourself in danger. But, boy, that's a tough call on Stipčević, I have to say, looking at that. And now Hatcher misses a free throw. And look at the eyes of Trevor Lacey. Look at the confidence growing with Sassari. Hatcher does make the second, and it gets it back to a 4-point deficit. Lukovic, you have to say he's played well here in the third quarter, but he needed to come out. Perhaps getting a little weary-legged with those free throw misses. And coming back in for him is number 15, Milos Koprivica. Now Stipčević drives, passes back outside to Becky. And Tao Ledeka gets the offensive rebound. Well, they've got confidence in all of these guys shooting threes, but I have to say, the way, as Marinkovic picks up the foul, the way they're playing, you know, you need to have, in my opinion, Stipčević and Trevor Lacey launching those shots, because right now both of them look like they can feel it, as well as Josh Carter. Trevor Lacey had the hand. Oh, Devecchi's going to take another one, and he's going to miss it. Marinkovic dumps it down low to Vercevic. Johnson Odom also back in the game. Hatcher, pump fake, open, good! 7 points now, the advantage. And a foul called on Robinson. So free throws coming for Dinamo Sassari. Long way to go in this one, folks. You don't want to go anywhere. Third foul on Robinson. First is good, and his second is good as well. He now has 14 points. It's back to a 5-point deficit. Johnson Odom, his assignment, no doubt, is to have a hand in the face of Hatcher. He's got him now. Oh, Vercevic passes. Vercevic open. Good! Well, that defense, the Dinamo Sassari are playing, it's a little gambling a little bit, and they're leaving men open. And they're paying the price that time. Now Tao Ledeka. Johnson Odom. 2 on the shot clock. Has the shot blocked by Vercevic. 3-point attempt from Marinkovic is no good. Veličković, by the way, is checked into the game for Partizan. Trevor Lacey puts up a jumper. And Josh Carter, what an outstanding rebound. Passes back to Devecchi. Foul Hatcher on Johnson Odom will put Johnson Odom on the line. Partita back in the game for Partizan there, number 6. Woo, Johnson Odom misses the free throw. Always painful for the team, just trying to claw back a deficit. And he misses both badly. Tough trip to the line for Johnson Odom. Was sealed by Della. The baseline, and Robinson hands it off, and Rakovica goes up and banks it in, the runner, and that takes it up to a 10-point lead. So a 4-point swing as Johnson Odom misses both free throws and Rakovica goes to the other end.
Play point guard. Josh, you play like a number 2. Check. Brian, 4, and Gabe, 5. 15 defense. Trevor, now in offense, what I want to see is L down or 3 up. On 3 up, also you can go inside and move. Okay?
Oh my God. Collins, man. Ready? Hey! They play so! Olaseni's in! They play so!
So you heard the coaches, both teams. Now let's see how the players execute it. And Lacey, guarded by Rakovica. He's playing the point. Now Carter looks for some space. Shot clock winding down. Carter takes a very difficult shot and hits it. Boy, you can't do anything more defensively for Partizan in that situation. He just hit a great shot. Great player, Carter. Marinkovic hands it off. Karahadzic. Rakovica goes right at Lacey, and then thinking his teammate Marinkovic, I think, was going to pop out, or Robinson passed it out of bounds. So back over to Dinamo Sassari. So interesting move here by the coach, Pasquini, having Trevor Lacey run the point and try to get the ball to Carter, and to use his dynamic offensive skills to get the team back. Olaseni gets the offensive rebound, passes outside to Della. Good! A three-pointer! What a sequence that time for Dinamo Sassari. Della with 4 points, and now Sassari trail by 5. Late in the third quarter, the final 20 seconds of the quarter. Rakovica drives. And the shot no good. Now Trevor Lacey with the final 8 seconds. Bounce pass inside. Olaseni goes off for the dunk. What a turnaround here in the last minute and a half or so. Dinamo Sassari have come right back and trail just 63-60. Here's Lacey, and what a point guard he makes, folks. He finds his big man with the bounce pass, and Olaseni, despite the push, goes up and throws it down. I believe it's a 3-point game, in fact. Yes, it is, 63-60. Partizan on top. And Dinamo Sassari have got the wind in their sails right now. 8 3-pointers have been made. They've done a better job on the boards there, as you can see in the third quarter. They've reduced that deficit to 29-26. They're getting some more offensive rebounds and second chances.
strong.
And
like the last minutes. And we go everybody
let's listen
in
to the
a
coach.
Like captain. We are perfect. After that, if we can run, we run. If we cannot.
So fourth quarter action now underway, and Lacey continues at the point guard. And he is being guarded by Rakovica. You can see the game getting physical, getting hot. Now Trevor Lacey, and a push, and a foul called against Partizan. And it's on Rakovica. Sacchetti with a spin, bounce pass, Olaseni, and now the lead has been cut to just 1 point. Dinamo Sassuolo playing with a lot of self-belief at the moment. Marinkovic drives in, takes a very difficult shot. Both teams crashing the boards, and it's Trevor Lacey who comes away with it. Now the game starts to open up. Lacey in the midcourt looks for an opening, brings it back. DeVecchi for three, off the front of the rim. Olaseni tapped it over to Sacchetti, and wow, I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting tired. The players are hustling all over the court. We're seeing effort. What a game of the week. Lacey over to Sacchetti. And now Velickovic reaches in, takes it away. Rakovica drives in, and what a play from the veteran Velickovic. Diving, knocked it away. Here it is again, watch this. Just reaches in, loses his footing in fact, but Rakovica was there to collect the ball and go in for the layup. Oh, that could be a turning point, 65-62. And the charge called on Carter. Third foul on him, voicing his displeasure, but it looked like the ref got it right to me. Velickovic whips it out to Hatcher. Hatcher gets in the lane, has it knocked away, but it ended up with Rakovica, and now a fourth foul has been called on Carter. The nice drive inside, and Velickovic, boy, he's come into the game here when the game is red hot and made a couple of important plays for his team. Oh, what a move by Trevor Lacey. That has got to be one of the plays of the game without question. Trevor Lacey showing his skills, his ball handling, and then dishing it to Olaseni. And Veličković drives in, draws the foul. Well, I'll tell you what, if you're a Dinamo Sassari fan, you got to be proud at how they have come out tonight, whether they win or lose. They have been fighting like lions, and this Partizan team have been taking some shots, but they continue to lead, and it's the veteran Veličković who's helping make the difference here when the game is on the line. And unfortunately for him and for Partizan, he misses the first free throw. He makes the second, Veličković. So enter Savanovic. Josh Carter checks out. Now Lacey. Jump shot. And Olaseni battles, but Rakovica collects it in the corner. Rakovica up top. Veličković hands it off to Hatcher. And then Hatcher has it stolen by Stipčević. Stipčević drives down. Over to Savanovic for the jump shot. Great hustle by Partizan to get back on defense that time. Still a long way to go, folks. 6:50. This is what these guys live for, to play in games like this, in atmospheres like this. What a win here would do for Dinamo Sassari if they could somehow come back and beat Partizan, but Partizan are looking tough. Rakovica missed everything, and so does Andrić. Trevor Lacey with the rebound. Now Stipčević. Over to Lacey. He's going to take on Andrić. Shake and bake time. Step back. Lacey. And great box out from Birčević. Did you see that? Keeping Olaseni away from the ball. And Veličković, just terrific finish for him. And the crowd really behind him. Former national team player. Into Savanovic. And Savanovic did a great job of the quick turn and to draw the foul. Carter back in for the stretch run. He's got the 4 fouls. Savanovic at the line. And boy, these free throws, we talk about it all the time, folks, but it is such a huge part of the game. And right now, you see Savanovic at the line. His team is 12 of, he misses both, so now they have slumped to 12 of 20. And that is a killer when you consider you're losing the game by 6 points. Birčević left wide open. Well, Dinamo Sassari dodged a bullet. Coming up on the halfway point of the final quarter. And the bump by Vircevic wasn't necessary. Oh, that was a dangerous pass. Savanovic into Olaseni. Now Trevor Lacey has to launch one. He does. Olaseni there for the offensive rebound and does a good job. He thought about it for a second. Am I going to pass it out? No, I'm going to go up strong, and he draws the foul. He makes the first one. Well, this is it's not going to be make or break, but the way the season has gone for Dinamo Sassari, if they were not to get a win here tonight, it would really be tough on them. And if Partizan were not to win this game, boy, that would really be a tough blow to recover from as well for them, to lose on their home floor. For the second time in a row, in fact. Hatcher for three. Good! Well, maybe Hatcher's not going to let that happen. 17 points for the veteran. Trevor Lacey, and the block is called on Vircevic. And he capitalizes by making the first, but still there's a decent cushion there for Partizan right now. 6-point lead with 4 minutes remaining. Nevertheless, a lot of work to do. And Robinson has to watch from the bench right now. His team leading by just 5 points. Bounce pass. And what a finish by Veličković. It is unreal how he's been able to come into the game in the second half and give this team a lift. Lacey. Carter for three. Well, you know about three-pointers being daggers for your team when you make them. You almost felt like that was a dagger against your team, missing that shot in that situation. Because now Vircevic is going to launch one, and the rebound is going to go for Veličković. And maybe if he had to do it all over again, he wouldn't have gone so quickly with it. Stičević dribbles around, finds his way inside, puts up the layup and in. Rok Stičević, 13 points. And you know why he plays for Croatia's national team. He has got just that little bit of magic in his game, doesn't he, folks? And Rakovica misses the three, and the door opens a little bit more for Dinamo Sassari. Lacey drifts in. What a play by Lacey. I mean, that is out of the top drawer, folks. That is cool, calm, and collected. And the finish. Look at this. Guarded by Vircevic, goes between the legs, hesitates, then goes in. It's a three-point game.
We have to get in. We have to get in. Hey! You understand that? Did they trap now?
Same time, we gotta work the clock, fellas.
Hey, listen. That's too early. Attack them. Stand.
On the weak side, okay? Doesn't matter who is the big man. Don't go like that because every time we receive the cut, stay in the middle. Don't spend foul talking about the offense. If we are able to attack on 2 down, on 3 down, we can go easy. If there isn't, hey, now we have game completely free on the roll, completely free, or we have weak side.
Hey. So, we are trapped and the big guy come on your big man.
Yeah.
Right there.
Well, the stage is set, folks. 75-72. Partizan have not slammed the door shut. Dinamo Sassari have made some plays. Who's going to be the man that makes the big play? Well, that was not a good play by Duško Savanovic to bump into a player that far away from the basket. Not only does he foul out of the game, but he puts a good free throw shooter on the line. When he goes back and looks at the tape, he's going to realize that was really not what he should have done. Well, Hatcher has scored a lot of points, and look at that, Velickovic once again comes in and makes a play that just pierces the heart of Dinamo Sassari. Follows up the missed free throw with the tap and the 2 points to make it a 3-point trip down the floor. Stipčević misses. Now he's got it back. We're under 2 minutes to go. The clock starting to become the enemy of Dinamo Sassari. Lacey. Bounce pass to Olaseni. He misses inside, and Velickovic gets the rebound. And showing, really, folks, he's not done by a long shot. He has been terrific. Hatcher for the jumper. Sacchetti with the rebound. Now they've got to push it quickly. Stipčević. He falls down. Trevor Lacey. The double team up top. Somebody's got to be open. Now Carter has it. Is he going to launch one? He falls down, gets it to Sacchetti. Sacchetti has to put up a prayer. Are you kidding me? We have seen some incredible plays. Partizan suffocating this team. They fall down. Carter, Sacchetti gets it, and then draws the foul just as he releases it by Andrić. Has a chance for a 3-point play. You start to wonder maybe if the basketball gods are finally starting to smile on Dinamo Sassari after the heartache of the last 2 rounds. And Sacchetti calmly takes the free throw and makes it and gets it back to a 3-point game. Rakovica brings it up the floor. Well, surely Hunter's got to get a touch. He's been the man with a hot hand. He's got it now. Velickovic has it. Shot clock down to 7. Hatcher has it. He's going to have to launch it. He finds his way in. He gets blocked. Olaseni goes up with those big arms and brings that ball down. Might Partizan foul to prevent the 3-point attempt, or they're going to play D. Josh Carter gets the look. He gets fouled by Berčević. And that is the play that you simply cannot make if you're Partizan. The hand in the face, okay. but you can't fly into the shooter the way Berchevich did right in front of the referee. Unbelievable. I don't care if he is a great shooter, make him make that shot. So Berchevich picks up the foul. 3 free throws for Carter. Berchevich is fouled out of the game. Lukovic comes back into the game. And boy, talk about pressure free throws. For Dinamo Sassari for Carter. Now Carter came into this game shooting 85.7% from the free throw line. And tonight he has made 2 of 2 with 28.5 seconds remaining. I'm pretty sure Dinamo Sassari would have settled for this position about 1 minute ago. I mean, this game, folks, basketball has got to be the greatest game. It is never over until it's over. We are seeing it time and time again in this competition. Oh, and Carter misses it, but they get the rebound. No, Hatcher's got it. They almost, Sacchetti had his hand on the ball, but he couldn't grab it. There's only a 2-second differential on the game clock and the shot clock. They're going to have to commit a foul. They waited. Lacey commits the foul with 14 seconds left. Now the pressure is on Hatcher to make free throws. And if he does, once again, we have to wonder, what will Žikić instruct his guys to do? Will he say play defense? Or will he say foul and do not allow them to shoot the 3? Let's listen to what he has to say.
Very easy situation, what I want to see. We go there, we start with here. You have the ball. Probably if we are up 3, they want to spend foul. So we go on the line, we spend foul. If they miss 1 free throw, what I want to see is very easy. 3 down for Rock. Brian, make the screen. Rock, he received the pass. Attack on pick and roll with number 5. Your goal, Rock, your goal is...
They will play full court. Watch Stipčević, he will shoot. We switch pick and roll. We switch pick and roll. We switch pick and roll.
That's how close they came to getting the offensive rebound on that missed shot. And boy, Žikić knows exactly what's going to happen, doesn't he? He says Rock Stipčević will get the ball. Rock will get the rock. But first things first, Hatcher's got some free throws to make. And the question is, this late in the game, they become just that little bit harder to make. He's 4 of 6 from the line tonight. And the first one stays out. And now it's nervous time. What's that you smell? Is it the whiff of overtime? It could be. I wouldn't mind. And he rolls the second one in. Two-point game. Carter gets it to Trevor Lacey. Well, they don't want to foul. Stipčević, is he going to launch a 3? Is he going to be... Stipčević hands it off to Olaseni! Are you kidding me? He has made the shot to force overtime, but have they called the foul as well? Yes, they have. I cannot believe it. It is unbelievable scenes in the Pioneer. Stipčević drives in the beautiful handoff. And yes, Rakovica does foul Olaseni. And finally, the basketball gods maybe have just smiled on Dinamo Sassari. There's the small matter of Olaseni going to the line and making the free throw. Look at that play. Beautiful play by Stipčević. And if you're Ratkovica in that situation, you just have to give away the basket, but that's your natural instinct is to play D. And he reaches in and commits the foul. And quite frankly, folks, this is just an incredible drama week on week with Dinamo Sassari. If they win this one, they should have a parade downtown back in Sardinia for this team, the way they have pulled out all stops tonight. They could have rolled over. They had their backs against the wall. Results haven't been going their way, but here they are. Now there's 0.7 seconds remaining. So they have put 0.7 on the clock. No pressure, eh? Olaseni. And he misses. Can you believe it? It will go to overtime. And they have got 5 more minutes to fight, both of these teams. I don't know what Johnson Odom was arguing about, but this Partizan team has just ridden its luck into overtime as Olaseni misses the free throw.
Go for me, he's crying. Stay there.
Hey, hey, no fucking one. You're doing a great job.
That's what it's all about, folks. You got to pick up your teammates. Olaseni had made 3 of his first 4 free throws before that miss. Hatcher with 19 points, Carter with 18. Don't forget Hatcher missed a free throw as well. So as part of the game, Dinamo Sassari have shot 65.52% from the line tonight, 19 of 29. And Partizan of it, 17 of 28, 60.71%. If he makes that, we're on our way home going to bed. But instead, we are fortunate enough to get another at least 5 minutes. Well, the overtime is underway. Hatcher has it for Partizan in the white, attacking the basket to the right. It's been an unbelievable game. Ratkovica hands it off to Velickovic, who's been a real hero in the 4th quarter for Partizan. Hatcher turns, loses it, Lukovic gets it, and Lukovic draws the foul from Ledeka. Great call by the ref as well. Now Lukovic misses the first one. And the second one rims out. And I'll tell you what, Velickovic didn't come far off getting that rebound. Will the 3rd time be the charm in these close games for Dinamo Sassari? Lacey hands it back to Sacchetti with the shot clock winding down. And certainly the 3rd time will not be the charm if they have to settle for shots like that. Velickovic comes out. Somebody should buy that man a steak tonight. He has been unbelievable. I'd forgotten what a great player he was. He's been terrific, but he has to come out of the game. And the drive, and Ratkovica puts it up off the glass and in. 13 points for him. Stipčević finds Sacchetti wide open. Good! Well, Sacchetti now puts his team in front. 3:40 to go. We're at Basketball Central here, folks. The Basketball Champions League, the Group E game, the game of the week. Wouldn't you know it, it goes to overtime. Now the travel gives it back over to Dinamo Sassari. You hate the fact that one of these teams is going to lose. You hate that if you're a neutral, that is. Stipčević puts up a three off the rim, and Marinkovic with the long rebound. Ratkovica over to Andrić. Now Marinkovic, he's not afraid to cut one loose. Andrić for three, that ball's off. And Lukovic was fouled beforehand by Ledecka. He kind of turned. I mean, the problem that Lukovic presents is he's a beast on the boards, and you're concerned about him. He barreled into him. Olaseni now comes back into the game, and you saw the emotional scenes there. After he missed the free throws, teammates trying to pick him up. He comes back into the contest, and Lukovic rattles in the first free throw. And what do you know? He makes the second. We've seen a lot of misses tonight, but the big fella puts Partizan back in front now, 83-82. Lacey just kind of lost control of the ball when he was being guarded by Ratkovica. And Lacey's not a natural point guard. And the dribble just got away from him. Hatcher shakes and bakes. Thinks about the three and draws the foul from Olaseni. Misses another one. Makes the second, and it's a two-point game with 2.5 minutes remaining. Carter thought about the three, almost traveled. The ball, luckily for Dinamo Sassari, goes off of Marinkovic, out of bounds. Džikić isn't so sure. He's arguing. Look, Carter just, I think the referee's got it right. Carter just saw the defender flying in his face and decided not to shoot it. But then he let the ball go. So 6 on the shot clock. Lacey is going to inbound it to Sacchetti. Are they aware of the shot clock? Sacchetti drives in. Oh, alley-oop pass from Sacchetti to Olaseni. Terrific play from Sacchetti. He is coming through in the clutch in the overtime period. 84-84. Hatcher. Three-pointer off the back of the rim, and the ball now to Stipčević. The Rock. Gets in the lane, hands it off to Olaseni, back outside, over to Saketi. They find Stipčević. He puts up a jumper. Well, I'll tell you what, they passed up a couple of good shots before that, and Stipčević appeared to have lost his mojo with his shot with that one. Andrić off the front of the rim. Olaseni couldn't rebound it. He batted it out to Rakovica. Now Hatcher trying to put in a dagger. Will he throw it though? Hatcher gets the contact, and the foul called on Saketi. I think the word underrated comes to mind when you look at Hatcher. He's a player that takes responsibility. I mean, he's overall been very solid the last couple of weeks. His first free throw is good. He's got 21 points, but he misses the second. He's had a problem with his free throws tonight. He's now 7 of 11. Stipčević over to Saketi. A 1-point game. 35 seconds remaining in overtime. Lacey gets swatted. What a swat. Carter. He misses. Olaseni rebounds it. Gets it back into Saketi. Crazy scenes here at the end of the game. Carter for three. Good! He drills the three. Second and third opportunities. Lukovic rejected that shot, but Dinamo Sassari stuck with it. They got it to Carter, and he buried quite possibly the biggest shot of the game. Žikić is arguing something. Whether the ball hit the rim, I'm not exactly sure, to be honest. Whatever he's talking about, it'll be discussed in the press conference. Okay, look at this. So that was the block. And then Carter ended up shooting the three. Boy, Partizan just not rewarded for their great defense, but you've got to rebound the misses. Žikić has to put that out of his mind and draw up a play here that hopefully can get his team to overtime or get him a win. What a crazy season the Basketball Champions League is turning out to be. I mean, it's unbelievable. The finishes, especially for Dinamo Sassari. Nothing comes easy for this team. It could be that Žikić was arguing that more time should be put on the clock. Boy, stunned looks from the Partizan fans. They can't believe it. Their team seemed to be okay, like it was going to win the game late, but Dinamo Sassari just pulled off a remarkable comeback. Hatcher. The final 15 seconds, they get it to Veličković. He's going to go inside. He misses. Trevor Lacey gets it to Stipčević, and he's going to be fouled from behind by Rakovica. So Rakovica picks up his third foul. Unbelievable scenes. But we seem to be saying this every week. Stipcevic with a chance to ice it. Oh, and he doesn't. He misses the first. And that leaves the door open now for Partizan. Although if he makes it, you have to wonder if Dinamo Sassari might foul. So they don't allow him to shoot a three, whoever. And they do commit the foul. And the block, Hatcher very wisely tried to get into the shooting motion. So they would call the three free throws. And now Lacey, because of the play, watch this. Hatcher knows what's coming. And I'll tell you what, they have made that call this season. I've seen it called in Europe. And the coach is saying it should have been, but Lacey really took one for the team there. And I'll tell you what, folks, I mean, these guys have been they've been such warriors tonight. The Dinamo Sassari fans should be at home giving them a standing ovation. Lacey, they'll be hoping that he hasn't suffered a serious injury. And great sportsmanship here by the Partizan fans to applaud Lacey as he leaves the court. So 4 seconds remain. It'll be 2 free throws. And Hatcher makes the first. That's the all-important one. Now, if he misses this, they can always try to scrap and get the rebound. But I'm guessing he'll try to make it, and then they'll foul. And maybe he will try to miss it intentionally. Oh, no, excuse me, folks. I wasn't aware they had called the 3 free throws, so he has indeed gone to the line for 3, and he's missed the second one. So the free throw line has been a nightmare scenario for Hatcher tonight. He makes the third, 2 of 3, gets it back to a 1-point game. So not only did Lacey get the injury, but he was called for the foul in the act of shooting. So that was a tough play for him. I dare say we won't see him again for the rest of the night. Let's listen to Pasquini.
No, they're bench you here. We are here. Hey, Josh, you are here. What I want to see, very easy job. Listen to me. Rock is the first one and make this job. When Rock is going, Josh, you come here. E Brian, you flash on the ball. You flash on the... Dimmi.
Se lui invece gira, lui fa finta di girare, viene qua, gli dà un passaggio facile. Lui gira, lui fa finta di andare e fa così e ritorna.
Okay, don't worry about that. What I want to see is Rock, Josh,
Partizan tonight shooting 58.97% from the free throw line, 23 of 39. If they're looking for an area where maybe they lost the game, that could be it. Dinamo Sassari 64.52%, 20-31. So the final 4 seconds, Partizan playing D. And they foul Stipcevic as he catches it. Not too much time goes off the clock. Second foul on Hatcher. I mean, I think Hatcher's a fantastic player. 23 points, but he's missed some free throws. 3.1 seconds remaining. Now Stipcevic. And again, he misses. So this opens the door, dare I say, for more heartbreak for Dinamo Sassari. They're going to breathe a sigh of relief when this is over if they win it, that's for sure. Pasquini, I think. Let's see what happens. Is he saying miss it on purpose? Yes, he was. And the ball goes over to the corner, and they're going to have to launch it. And they do. Does he get it off in time? And he does not. And Dinamo Sassari have finally celebrated a victory at the end of a gut-wrenching game. Coach Zikic goes to shake hands with the bench over at Dinamo Sassari, and Partizan, they played great in many respects, but they also missed a lot of free throws. Both teams missed a lot, but they really missed a lot. And they were their own worst enemy in that respect. As you look at that, 23 of 39 at the free throw line for Partizan. So heartbreak for them. And Dinamo Sassari, as I said, breathed a sigh of relief. They finally, after two heartbreaking losses to buzzer-beating three-pointers by Besiktas and by MHP Reason, they've come out and they've gotten the win. Hatcher with 23 points, Carter with 21. Sicevic had the 14 points, Olaseni the 13. And you see Dusan Kesman on the left and Dusko Savanovic there. The Serbians shaking hands. And just overall a great atmosphere tonight here in the Pioneer. This is a place where you have to come and watch basketball. And I think that was the right call by the coach to miss it, because it forced him to take this shot. That was makeable, and I think he got it off in time. So had that gone, it would have been a Partizan victory. And Coach Zikic is having words with the scores table. I don't know if he's talking about the game clock, but we'll probably hear about it in the press conference. It's a tough job for everybody. Everybody does their best. He does. The people at the scores table. And as he trudges off the court, following a difficult loss for Partizan, we are left to watch some highlights and also to kind of reevaluate where we are now in this Basketball Champions League Group E, which is just turning out to be a monumentally exciting group. Partizan are now 3-4. Dinamo Sassari are now 3-4. Proxima Spiru are now 3-4. Stelmet Zielona Gora are now 3-4. So that, in effect, is those teams. Even though there's a long way to go in this competition, you know, they're kind of like battling for that fourth spot. And right now, Besiktas just trying to see how they did in their game tonight. Besiktas lost, so they lost their unbeaten record tonight at MHP Reason, 89-83. So it's all happening in Group E. Josh Carter was terrific. Trevor Lacey, I mean, Olaseni was great. You have to say, you have to really applaud Dinamo Sassari, who have come through extremely difficult circumstances the last couple of weeks. They lost twice at the buzzer. They blew an 8-point lead to Cremona in the Lega A. And they came under here under immense pressure, and they had their backs to the wall, and they just never gave up. And that is the sign of a great team. And perhaps this will be a game that turns around their season, and they start to get the victories that their fans so desperately crave, and these players obviously crave. Dinamo Sassari winning it 88-87 in an overtime classic here at Partizan. Of course, a lot of missed free throws contributed. That's not a beautiful thing, but that's all about pressure. When we talk about great performances, Hatcher, he had the 23 points, but he was 9 of 15 from the line. Velicevic came off the bench, did terrific tonight, 9 points, 6 rebounds. Who do you want to call the hero of this game? Well, Lacey, 12 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. He was incredible. He actually fouled out in that play where he gave up the 3 free throws. 10 points, 7 rebounds for Della, 21 points for Josh Carter. Stepcevic had the 14 points, the 6 assists. The 3 of 7 from three-point range. Olaseni had the 13.6 rebounds. And Sacchetti, 6 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. He hit some big shots. He played great in the overtime. Just all around great effort tonight from both these teams. Thanks for watching, everybody. And the best news is there's Basketball Champions League action tomorrow, so be sure to tune in. Thanks for watching.